Before this even starts, I just want to say I don't even know who these people are. I just saw them leaving YouTube blowing up on Twitter, so I decided to watch this.
Alrighty.
Oh, it's just some dudes from BuzzFeed laughing my ass off.
As sad as it is to say goodbye to YouTube, it's the right thing to do.
If this is my last time on YouTube, then baby, what a life I've lived here on this platform.
BuzzFeed was a mistake.
I grew up on YouTube. All of my heroes were on YouTube. I learned how to be a human on YouTube.
Nah, hold up, what the fuck do you mean you learned how to be a human? What the fuck were you before?
Taking a step away from it, it's just tough because I've always really loved and cared about the YouTube community, so it's hard to leave.
It's so hard. That's why we made this super processed video with ads to announce our departure while not shedding a single crocodile tear throughout the whole thing.
My name is Ryan Steven Vergara, and I'm part of Advanced Video Production.
Hello, I'm Professor Morris Ashley. Welcome to another exciting episode of Extreme Science.
This looks like old footage from skits they made from high school. Like, what am I looking at here?
I had no idea what to do for my intro. Please don't stop watching. Please.
Y'all should have stopped watching.
My first YouTube video that I ever made was in 2012.
And that, my friends, is how you will become the most baller in your city.
It's kinda crazy looking back at how people who used to just shit post on YouTube made full-blown careers out of it.
It's so embarrassing. But I think it really encapsulates early YouTube, which is this like unfettered joy
It was shit posts, man. Always has been.
of just making and creating something that was in your head and sharing it with the world.
Hey guys, do you remember the time dude with hair that changes colors like a chameleon couldn't take a dump? Good times.
I just remember from like a young age, it was a way for me to feel like I had a purpose, or it was a way for me to find self-esteem.
From a young age of posting videos on the internet, self-esteem is one thing, but the egos these guys have is off the charts.
I guess when I'm making things, it's when I feel the most alive.
When you're making your crappy videos to put up on the internet, that's when you feel alive.
And I think that's carried over into my adult life. And in a lot of ways, sometimes I look back and it feels like I haven't really even grown up.
It looks that way because it is that way.
And I'm sure if you ask people about that, they probably would agree with me, that I have not grown up.
You're wearing a backwards cap with a mullet. You look emotionally stunted as far as the eye can see, lad.
I went to Northern Illinois University for 2 years because it felt very selfish and weird to want to go into film.
What did you accomplish in those 2 years? Do you have a degree to show for it, or is it just a humble brag saying you went to university for 2 years and did nothing?
And I was like, I gotta do something responsible. I can't just do something that is fun. And then after 2 years of that, I was like, I'm really sad and I really don't.
So he accomplished nothing, he just wanted to brag about going to college. I don't think I've ever seen more entitled people on this platform. And as I type this, I know that it's a lie, because Jake Paul and James Charles still exist.
I was like, I guess it's worth maybe pursuing my, creative ambitions. So then I went to Columbia College in Chicago and studied editing.
He went to college to study editing and doesn't even edit. I swear people with money just piss it into the wind.
But even before that, when I was at Northern, I was still making a bunch of dumb little videos. Plenty of dumb little videos.
Myself, Shane, Steven, we all came from BuzzFeed.
We know y'all came from BuzzFeed. You'd be nobodies without that YouTube channel. Nothing good came from BuzzFeed except for maybe Sophia Nygaard. But that's it. Even then, she's kind of boring the house boots.
It was kind of like the formative years of our creative process.
And by that he means, where they blew up as, quote, content creators. You guys would literally not be here if it wasn't for BuzzFeed, right?
I didn't really know how to make a video. I didn't know virality. I didn't understand the internet that well, so...
Let's keep it a bean, you still don't. You pay people to film and edit these.
BuzzFeed for me was like college.
And England is my city. I'm kicking myself for not being a part of BuzzFeed when I had the chance. How else would I be a self-righteous, obnoxious, big-headed YouTuber without it?
I had a great time there. I was never very good.
You didn't say that again.
At sort of chasing, viral stuff?
I'd argue it's because as a person you have all the personality as a piece of plywood, but you know, to each their own.
The stuff that I did find success with was stuff that I was very passionate about, and that was kind of hit or miss, you know?
I mean, again, let's be honest here. How much of that was really you, and how much of it was BuzzFeed?
Yeah, we were working crazy hours trying to get the next cool hit video out, trying to make the next big thing, and that was the culture there. It was fun, but also intense.
Number 5, too much dancing. Too much dancing. Stop dancing.
Steven and myself made something called Worth It and Unsolved, respectively.
That was when I went from like, oh, there's that Asian kid in the BuzzFeed videos,
I think you're lying because Eugene exists.
to like, oh, that's Stephen Lim. That's like the guy who hosts Worth It.
I still don't know who that is.
Die kenne ich nicht.
Luckily, I was, roped into Unsolved and was able to be in that.
So if you weren't an extra body they had there at BuzzFeed that day, this could potentially be somebody else sitting here today.
There was a fire in all three of us. We had something to prove.
I honestly doubt that. I know I'm giving them a lot of shit here, but like they were just making content farms for BuzzFeed. They're acting like their vids saved lives or something, like it's that important they made those videos. I guess saying they made those videos is a stretch. Really, they just sat in front of a camera and said some dumb shit while the crew behind them, who got paid significantly less and worked more than they did all the behind-the-scenes work to get those videos up and running.
We had a passion for making content and making it to a certain level of quality.
Be fucking serious for a second here. All you guys do is talk in front of a camera while other people do all the other work.
That would perhaps punch above its weight.
I'm saying this as honestly as possible. Your videos are barely a footnote in the YouTube algorithm.
And so we figured, okay, if we can make something for BuzzFeed that's like that, why couldn't we not bet on ourselves and then perhaps do the same thing at our own little shop?
'Cause at the time, BuzzFeed paid for everything and did all the work. You guys are on here, begging people, strangers on the internet, to fund your videos.
When the three of us huddled together around my little kitchen table in my apartment, we kind of wrote down the mission statement of just, we want to make a studio or a platform where we could make unscripted television caliber content on the internet.
Television caliber content doesn't mean much nowadays, since for one thing television is basically dead, but also because Duck Dynasty and Honey Boo Boo are quote television caliber shows. It's not like you guys were producing quality shit like Hannibal or Mad Men. Be for real here. The quality of the content you put out was akin to reality TV, and even that's a stretch because reality TV is longer, more entertaining, and better produced than the videos you guys put out. And by you guys, I really mean BuzzFeed or your editors and producers, not really even you three clowns.
And to that point, nobody had quite done that. Full-blown developed shows had not been kind of a thing on YouTube to that point.
I can't say he's lying here because I'm not sure how factual this is, and I'm not going to dig around to see if he's being honest. It's more work than this video requires. However, he did add the caveat of saying to that point, but other creators on YouTube were doing all kinds of stuff back then, and even now. They're really acting like they're these pioneers of YouTube, when really they were just character actors on a bigger channel.
Especially when we first started Unsolved and Worth It, and we wanted to continue that trend over here at Watcher.
That trend of shows that are basically just stolen ideas from other already existing shows.
I think the philosophy of Watcher is us very earnestly exploring something without much irony.
A use of words expressing something other than their literal intention. Now that is irony.
Granted, we're like when we're doing our ghost hunts, it's a jokey channel, but I think underneath it all, there's like a genuine interest in stuff and a passion for exploring, the stuff that we're interested in.
I'm so proud of what we've built here at Watcher. My proudest moments have been being able to hire incredible people. And so growing our staff from 3 to 6 to 10 to 20 to 25.
Wow.
I'm proud of the fans and the community that we've fostered.
Maybe that's the best part. The tangible effect of it is like you're out in public and people are like, hey, wow, we watched a lot of your content.
Hey, wow, we watched videos you guys put up on the internet for free.
During a tough time, and it really helped us. And that's always really nice, especially when we do our live shows.
I'm going off track for a spell here, but what is it with the YouTubers who reach millions of subs doing live shows? It's just weird how they always take to stage like they're a live act or something, when all the content they upload on YouTube is scripted and heavily edited.
You notice that it's very fascinating. The audience that we've attracted are also weirdos.
They're also outliers who mainly followed you guys from BuzzFeed.
In the most positive sense.
I'm very happy with the progress that we've made over here at Watcher over these past 4.5 years, but it feels like we are just at the point where we've hit a bit of a ceiling in terms of what YouTube is able to offer.
Basically, what they're trying to say here is that they aren't getting paid enough by YouTube to keep making content, which is laughable, by the way.
More than 50% of our business is run by advertising.
Yeah, no shit, honey!
We are relying on ads to make money, to pay the bills, to run this office, to make beautiful content for all of you guys out there. Unfortunately, over time, the deals that we were getting in 2019, 2020 are looking a lot different than they are today.
If you can't figure out what they're trying to spell out here, it's that either they're getting less sponsors or they're being offered less money from sponsorships, which is hilarious.
We're making something for two audiences.
You're making this for yourselves to get paid and keep your business running.
We're making it for the fans, all of you out there.
Well, not me, I'm just being a cynical bitch, but they do have close to 3 million subs, so they do have a dedicated fan base. That, or they bought the subs, and or have dead subs. Either way, they're still profiting off this channel.
And we're also making it to please the advertisers.
That's really the only audience they're making videos for. The people who pay them money, which to be fair, a bag's a bag, so fair enough.
It's difficult to make the stuff that we want to make and also then appeal to the advertisers as well.
You could just fund your own projects and post videos without YouTube's AdSense in mind. I like how he's just admitting that they're only making videos that would profit under YouTube's guidelines.
It costs a certain amount to make content in the way that we do it.
Well, then try to make it in a different way so that it doesn't cost as much. You could self-fund your own equipment, travel stays, costs for food, shelter, whatever. Edit and film your own videos. Everyone else is tightly squeezing their belts right now. But because you are mildly successful YouTubers, that means you have to go all in with big-scale productions for your half-assed shows.
We try to put things on the screen that we feel adheres to a certain level of quality that you would find on, say, a Netflix or something like that.
If I'm looking for Netflix quality programming, I'll just watch something on Netflix. The quality of videos you guys are putting out are not on that level. Be for real.
But in doing so, it does cost a certain amount.
Well then, scale back the fucking productions. It should not be up to the viewers to pay for your productions. That is insane.
Like, for example, a Ghost Files episode. First, we have to travel to the location itself. We have to pay the location fee. We have to pay freelance staff that comes to help us shoot that when we're shooting in the studio. We have to pay for the studio to shoot the actual episode in. Then we have to pay for post. Before that, we also have to do the pre-production of the episode. And when you add that all up, we're talking about an end of a season that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What is stopping you guys from funding any of this yourselves? One of you, the blonde one, went to college for editing. I know between the three of you, one of you knows how to use a camera. What's stopping you guys from producing and editing these on your own? Why are you paying for TV crews and production houses to do all this work for you? What sense does that make? You want to claim you're self-funded, but make absolutely no efforts at all to make anything by yourselves.
I'm not sitting here complaining. That is the bed we've made.
If you weren't complaining, then you wouldn't have brought it up in the first place.
Everyone has different missions they're marching towards on YouTube. Ours was to make a television show.
Why? You can make content on YouTube that isn't serialized. You can scale back these productions, and probably earn more in doing so. It's not like the quality of your work is particularly good or anything, it's just the three of you talking in front of a camera.
And, over time, you start to realize, like, hey, maybe television shows aren't meant for YouTube.
So they realize what they're doing is stupid. Or what?
Perhaps we should find a different place that's better suited to the content that we're making.
No, they just don't think YouTube is paying them enough.
And can support the dollar amount that we're putting into each of these episodes.
Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you could scale back how much money you're throwing at other companies to produce content for you and do it yourselves. The three of you have what? A decade or so of experience being YouTubers. Between the three of you, you should be able to make something watchable.
So that we're not constantly running around trying to find sources of revenue to support the model.
Before you start feeling too bad for them, they do have a Patreon with over 11,000 donors or patrons. I don't really know the term for people who pay for subscriptions to Patreon. So for signing up for their Patreon, you get access to behind-the-scenes bloopers, access to their Discord servers, and discounts on their merch. After being a member for 3 months, you can possibly get a shout-out during a live stream, a monthly Ask Me Anything, which is a question and answer segment usually done on Reddit, with Team Watcher members. So not even with them, the Ask Me Anything is with their Reddit sub laughing my ass off. For $100, they even throw in a free shirt.
We work from the other direction here, which is like, we start first by looking at what we want to say.
By that they mean stealing episode ideas from other shows that already exist, like Ghost Adventures, Sesame Street, or the History Channel programming.
And think about and talk about, and that's always informed our content, which is why I think our content doesn't necessarily always like trend. We've trended quite a few times, okay?
Whether you trend or not means absolutely nothing to me.
But that's never, that's never our goal. And I think by that token, YouTube has never been like the perfect fit for us.
Yeah, it's not the perfect fit. It's just where you started, built your careers, and have had success over the years.
All that being said, we have realized that it would be great if we could find a way to rely less on advertising.
Just make your fans pay for it with a monthly or yearly subscription. That's a great idea. Just look at what happened to Rooster Teeth when they tried to do that.
Not make it such a big part of our business. So we've been working over the past few months and years, like how can we make this business more sustainable?
By making it a monthly subscription. Absolutely incredible. No notes.
How can we make something where we can make the things that we want to make for all of you guys and not be worried about all the other forces that are here?
I just don't understand why they feel like there's a need for a $2 Temu version of Ghost Adventures when we have Zach Bagans already. The dude has his own haunted museum full of knickknacks and paddywhacks.
In terms of where this company is going, where I believe that we can be the most successful.
Probably right here on YouTube. I would not quit my day job if I was any of you. Times are tough right now, and begging people to pay monthly fees for another subscription service is not it.
YouTube is no longer the place for that.
Translation, YouTube is not paying what they used to be paying laughing my ass off.
For anybody who's watched or supported us to this point,
couldn't be me. I wish I the fuck would.
Truly, thank you. The goal was always to make television caliber quality content.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that wasn't always the goal. The goal is probably to keep scamming your fans for money to keep making Temu bootleg-ass Ghost Adventure shows.
And not just for YouTube, but for you guys.
Who are watching this on YouTube.
I guess we just hope you guys follow us this one last time.
He did the dramatic, get up and walk away thing. God, this is all so lame.
To our very own independent streaming service, Watcher. Watcher is an ad-free, independent streaming service dedicated to providing you guys the television caliber content that you know and love.
I don't watch television caliber content on YouTube. Sorry, not sorry.
But you're probably wondering, how is it going to be different than the YouTube experience?
It probably isn't if the only content you're offering on it are just your YouTube videos.
So the new streamer, I think, is a place that reflects what our content is.
It's YouTube videos.
High quality series.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
In season form, beautifully organized, ad-free. It's what we were destined to be.
First of all, bigger and better content.
Bigger and better, he says, when all the content they have available is stuff that's already on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to improve Ghost Files.
Why bother? Just watch Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans, or the movie Ghostbusters. It's a better use of your time.
I mean, I'm very happy with how the show has been, produced so far, but...
Well, it's not like you guys were the ones producing it. Someone else was.
The streamer's gonna give us an opportunity to really add to it from a format standpoint, but we'll also be able to take bigger swings and go international, like we're going to the UK and we're going to Scotland.
So you couldn't do that on a YouTube budget, or with your own money. Also, how is a streaming service going to give you guys more money? What am I missing here?
Also, the more resources we have, the more time we could focus on making the show better. And every season of that show, I want it to be better than the last.
So they're admitting that what they previously put out isn't good. Great video here, guys. You couldn't look more like entitled pricks if you tried.
And I'm very excited for season 3, which you guys will see on the streamer.
The advent of this streamer has allowed me to bring the gang back together.
That's true.
Adam,
your pals.
Andrew, the old friends from Worth It.
Your old gang came back because you promised them a bag.
And we're going to be launching the spiritual successor, which is going to be called Travel Season.
Are you excited to work with Steven again?
Yeah. After 12 seasons of Worth It, it feels great to make something that is very similar and based on a lot of those experiences, but we get to dispense with all the stuff that we don't like.
Could you sound more sarcastic and unenthused saying that? I don't think it was picking up on the mic.
So if you want to catch that, you can watch it on May 31st.
I'd rather be dead in a ditch.
It's going to be a full 6-episode season, and you can watch it all, if you remember, on the streamer.
You're promising 6 episodes of a show where you go and eat food in a different place for money on a streaming service. At least Disney offers movies and TV shows that are high-quality classics. It's almost worth having a Disney Plus subscription. This, however, this is embarrassing. You guys should be embarrassed.
And not only will there be new, fresh shows, we're going to put it up to the members to resurrect a show from the past.
I thought this was what you guys wanted to do. So not only do they want fans, members, whatever, to pay them for making videos, but they also want their fans to tell them what content to make. Because of course, you know, a channel built off of other people's work and ideas isn't going to fund itself. Now they have their audience to get money and ideas from.
There are a lot of shows that maybe didn't do phenomenally on YouTube that would be performing perfectly fine on a streamer.
What a weird, wonderful idea.
What a weird, wonderful idea that would be.
Do you guys even have enough content to justify charging for a streaming service?
I'm excited about the prospect of bringing on some new talent.
More people to pay to make videos for you for less than what you guys make. They're basically just turning into BuzzFeed at this point, only somehow less creative and interesting.
Some new faces and making content around them.
So basically, they just want to be the next BuzzFeed.
And, you know, being able to shape some shows that don't always involve us is something I'm really excited about. And, you know, we get to maybe bring back a little blue guy.
When it comes down to it, end of the day, why not?
Because it's lazy and derivative.
That should be our slogan. Why not?
I mean, yeah, I imagine he'll pop in.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether you like it or not.
That's fair. But you know, all this to say, you'll still occasionally see us on YouTube.
So then why make this video called Goodbye YouTube? They're not giving up the YouTube bag. It's a safety net in case the streaming service doesn't work out. These guys are just lazy and greedy.
We're gonna post trailers for our shows there. We're gonna have the season premieres of all of our series on there. But if you wanna watch the full seasons of all of our content, the streamer will be the exclusive home for all of that starting May 31st.
So basically, to sum it all up, they're putting all their videos behind a paywall.
Steven, talk about money.
Yeah, what's this price?
You can become a member of Watcher for $5.99 a month or $59.99 a year.
My jaw nearly dropped the first time I saw those prices. These people are insane. $6 to watch shitty YouTube videos. Bro, there are streaming websites available now that are fucking free that let you watch full-length TV shows. And I'm not even talking about the illegal ones. I mean like actual legitimate streaming websites like Gaga, Ulala, or Tubi. They're insane. This is gonna backfire so hard on them. The reception to this on Twitter is already really bad.
We want to keep the price low enough where anybody and everybody is able to afford it.
If it needs to be seen by everybody, then why don't you put it out on the internet for free? Well? What was the question again?
But it also has to support the things that we do here. So that was the number that just made the most sense for the streamer.
For $1 more, I can just get a Netflix subscription. I mean, hell, for $2 more, I could just get a Disney Plus subscription. I'd rather just watch Netflix at this point.
And look, you can share it, you know, with your friends.
Is that a jab at the streaming services? At least people actually pay to watch those. I wouldn't pay to watch anything you hacks make. I mean, I don't even watch your videos now if I'm being honest, and they're free.
That's true.
What are we gonna do?
Keep your eyes glued on all of our social channels.
No, God!
We'll be announcing some sweet opportunities to win merch.
No, God, please, no!
A free annual subscription.
No!
And a bunch of other wacky stuff from us.
No!
For those of you that sign up before May 31st.
No!
because we are going to have a little bit of a beta period, which will be launching today, actually.
Right now. You can sign up right now.
As of today, the release of this video, April 19th.
Think of this beta period as a soft launch.
So they're going to do what video game companies do and release a service that isn't finished yet, so the people who pay for it have to give feedback on bugs and technical stuff. Until the finished version comes out a month later. If they had any decency at all, they would at least charge full price when their streaming service was finished a month from now. Not right now while it's still in its beta form.
An opportunity for early adopters to sign up, help us work out the kinks, and provide feedback to make it a better experience for everybody.
I didn't think I'd be proven exactly right a second later, but here we are. So they can't be bothered to pay people to test the streaming service for them, but they expect their audience to hand them money for the service and test it for them. What do I even say to that?
Yeah, the beta will be a transitional period where you'll still be able to access content on YouTube, but beginning May 31st, you'll need to become a member of our streaming service to access full seasons and new releases.
If I'm being honest, if I have only $5.99 and a gun next to my head telling me to pick a subscription service, I'd rather just get a Peacock subscription. I can watch The Office, all the Law and Order I want, and John Wick, among other things. You know, actual quality content for the same price and less embarrassment than the Watcher streaming service, which is still in beta. How embarrassing.
And as a thank you to our first members, those that sign up before May 31st will have the opportunity to vote to bring back your favorite show.
I would not put that as a pro of getting this service early, just me though.
And not only that, but we're giving members who sign up before May 31st a whole 30% off their annual subscription.
That's $18 off, so it'd be like $42 without tax instead of $60, which is still too much for some YouTube videos. I mean, I could maybe understand if instead of outright charging for a streaming service, they just made this a perk for people who already pay for their Patreon. Or just putting this as a Patreon exclusive wouldn't be as bad altogether, since people are already paying members there. It wouldn't be as egregious. But $6 for this is ridiculous, when again, places like Tubi are free and has infinitely more value than anything these guys can put out.
So if you want to become a member right now, you can actually go to our description. You can click on the link somewhere in the video, but it's just watchertv.com. Super easy.
It's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience.
That's right. Watchertv.com.
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 Watch your TV.
Watch your TV.
Watch your TV. Watch Watcher on your TV.
Watchertv.com.
In all seriousness, we really couldn't be more excited for you guys to join us on this next chapter, hopefully.
Sheer fucking hubris.
We'd love for you guys to come along with us. But at the same time, this is our final goodbye to YouTube.
If it was actually your final goodbye, you'd take this channel down, you greedy fucks.
And you know, if it's our goodbye to you, I hope it's not, but if it is, I do want to say thank you for supporting us all along the way.
Your viewership has allowed us to do all these wonderful things that we've done these past 4 years.
BuzzFeed didn't die soon enough.
And we hope that you'll come along for the ride.
And help us continue to build.
Yeah.
Build this thing out even bigger. That's the hope, at least. But either way, it's been fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That was super embarrassing.
Sure was.